Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into it, tackling a rivalry that's shaped the Middle East for decades. Iran and Israel.
It's a fascinating one. Not quite a war, not exactly peace either.
Exactly. It's more like this long, drawn-out shadowboxing match. You've got ideology, power politics, military tensions, all tangled up.
Right.
So our mission today is to unpack that, look at where it started, the main friction points, and, what it means for everyone else.
And how these different conflicts, Syria, Lebanon, Gaza,
Hmm.
they're all connected back to this central rivalry.
Which is where it gets really interesting, because it might surprise you, but before 1979, Iran and Israel actually had, well, pretty decent relations.
Functional, even friendly at times. Israel bought Iranian oil. Iran got Israeli support, military included. It's hard to picture now.
So what happened? What caused such a massive shift?
Well, the huge earthquake was the 1979 Iranian Revolution. That changed everything almost overnight. Iran became an Islamic republic under Ayatollah Khomeini. And with that came a very strong, deeply ideological anti-Israel position.
Not just disagreeing, but fundamentally opposing its existence.
Precisely. They started referring to Israel as the Zionist regime, refusing its legitimacy outright. And almost immediately, Iran started backing anti-Israel groups. Think Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza.
So the revolution basically rewrote the entire relationship.
Completely. And that's when we start seeing this rivalry play out across the region in these major flashpoints.
Right, the proxy battles and the hidden stuff. Where does that show up most clearly?
Well, Lebanon is a prime example. Iran's support turned Hezbollah into a really powerful force. We're talking tens of thousands of rockets.
An army's worth, almost.
Pretty much. And they've clashed directly with Israel most seriously in the 2006 war.
Yeah.
Then you have Syria.
During the civil war there.
Exactly. Iran moved in, tried to establish a military presence. Israel sees that as a direct threat right on its doorstep.
So Israel pushed back.
Constantly. Hundreds of airstrikes targeting Iranian positions, weapons convoys, trying to stop Iran getting dug in too deep.
And Gaza, too. Iran's influence is there.
Oh, yes. Significant funding, weapons for groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad. That fuels the conflict cycle there.
Okay, so proxies are one major arena. What about the nuclear issue? That seems huge.
It's arguably the most dangerous flashpoint. Israel is deeply concerned about Iran developing nuclear weapons, what they call nuclear breakout.
Their biggest fear?
Absolutely. And they've acted on it. Sabotage of nuclear facilities, assassinations of key Iranian scientists, actions they're widely suspected of anyway.
And they heavily opposed the 2015 nuclear deal, the JCPOA.
Very strongly. They lobbied hard against it, arguing it didn't go far enough. And then there's the covert side, beyond the nuclear program itself.
Cyber attacks.
Yep. Sophisticated stuff. The most famous example is probably the Stuxnet virus.
Yeah, yes, the one that damaged their centrifuges.
Exactly. A cyber weapon causing physical damage. And Iran, for its part, points the finger at Israel for assassinations of its top scientists and military figures. It's a hidden war, but very active.
It's an incredible amount of indirect conflict, but still incredibly risky. So where does that leave things now, heading towards the end of 2025? Is it just simmering, or could it boil over?
It's always simmering, I'd say, but the risk of boiling over has definitely increased. You still have the proxy fights, the covert actions, but add in Israeli fears about that nuclear breakout reaching a critical point, and the general instability across the region, Gaza, West Bank, Syria, Lebanon. It all feeds into it. The recent Gaza war, those regional flare-ups, they've really heightened global anxiety.
And this isn't just regional, is it? It pulls in bigger players.
Absolutely. You've got the U.S., a major Israeli ally, applying pressure, sanctions on Iran. Then Russia and China, they've moved closer to Iran. It complicates everything on the world stage.
Affecting oil prices, global security.
Definitely. And even efforts towards normalization between Israel and some Arab states. This rivalry casts a long shadow.
It really is a complex shadow war, constantly shifting. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Hopefully that gives you a clearer sense of the many layers involved here.
It's a lot to track.
It certainly is, and maybe something to think about. How might these ongoing Iran-Israel tensions keep reshaping things? Not just energy markets, but, who's allied with whom on the global stage in the years ahead? What could be the next ripple effect?